NHL players by a decade, Pavel Bure. Nicknamed the Russian Rocket, Pavel Bure was one of the most electrifying players in the 1990s. Bure played for 12 seasons in the NHL with the Vancouver Canucks, New York Rangers, and the Florida Panthers. Despite having his career cut short by injury, he is still a top 100 player of all time. On November 5th, 1991, Pavel Bure played his first game for the Vancouver Canucks after many months of anticipation in a 3-3 game against the Winnipeg Jets. Despite not scoring a point, Bure showcased his talent and speed with several end-to-end rushes, carrying the puck past several defenders from near his defensive zone to the opposing net. On November 10th, 1991, in his third game, Bure recorded his first point with an assist against the New York Islanders. He scored his first 2 goals in the NHL the next game against the LA Kings on November 12th. He finished with 34 goals and 60 points that season, including 22 goals in his final 23 games. In the 1992 playoffs against the Winnipeg Jets, Bure recorded his first natural hat trick in the Game 6 to force a 7th and deciding game. Bure finished his first Stanley Cup playoffs with 6 goals and 10 points in 13 games. At the end of the season, he was awarded the Calder Memorial Trophy as Rookie of the Year. In the 92-93 season, Bure recorded his first of 2 consecutive 60-goal seasons. Bure finished the season with 110 points in 82 games. In the 93-94 season, after another 60-goal campaign, Bure became the 8th player in NHL history to record back-to-back 60-goal seasons. Entering the 1994 Stanley Cup playoffs as the 7th seed, the Canucks went on a run to the Stanley Cup Finals. In the 7th game in the opening round against the Calgary Flames, Bure scored one of the most significant goals in franchise history. Bure led the Vancouver Canucks to the 1994 Stanley Cup Finals, where they lost to the New York Rangers. His point total in the 1994 playoffs remained the highest by any Russian player until Evgeny Malkin recorded 36 in 2009. Bure was only able to score 56 points in 59 games the next 2 seasons. After a disappointing 96-97 campaign, he put up 51 goals and 90 points in the 97-98 season. Bure held out well into the 98-99 season until he was traded on January 17, 1999 to the Florida Panthers. In 1999-2000, his first full season as a Panther, Bure led the league in goal scoring to capture his first of 2 consecutive Rocket Richard trophies. He led Florida to their first postseason berth in 3 seasons, though they were swept by the eventual Stanley Cup champions, the New Jersey Devils. Pavel Bure was traded to the New York Rangers on March 18, 2002. Due to lingering effects of his knee injury, Bure was forced to retire early. Bure averaged more than a point a game in his career. He had 437 goals and 779 points in 702 NHL games. Pavel Bure is one of the greatest Russian players to ever play in the NHL. He is also one of the greatest Vancouver Canucks of all time. This is why Pavel Bure is the player who represents the decade. On the next NHL Players by the Decade, Brian Leach.